BARYONYX versus CARNOTAURUS. It's the poor man's Spinosaurus versus the meat-eating bull. Let's see what Jurassic World evolution makes of this fight. Okay, interesting. BARYONYX lived in the Barremian stage of the early Cretaceous period, about 130 million years ago. BARYONYX means heavy claw and appears in Jurassic World 2. It was also present in the original Jurassic Park, but was not shown in the movie, when he appears in Ice Age as Rudy. CARNOTAURUS lived in South America during the late Cretaceous period, around 70 million years ago. So these two dinosaurs never actually met, but this is YouTube, so fight. First some stats. BARYONYX, let's call him Barry. Height, 3 meters. Length, 10 meters max. Weight, 2 tons. Bite force, similar to an alligator, more like a gharial, very weak. Let's say 400 kilos. Speed, pretty slow at 30 kilometers per hour. Diet, mainly fish, but evidence of small iguanodonts. Now onto the weapons of BARYONYX. BARYONYX probably had very weak jaws, but maybe not. In 1997, Charrigan Milner explored the stomach region of the B. walkeri holotype. It contained the first evidence of piscivory in a theropod dinosaur, acid-etched scales and teeth of a common fish, and the abraded bones of a young iguanodon. Like Spinosaurus, BARYONYX possessed strong, functional arms with 12-inch claws, no doubt his best asset in this fight. BARYONYX had a body built for swimming. Okay, now onto the stats of CARNOTAURUS. Height, 3 to 4 meters. Length, 10 to 11 meters. Weight, 1 to 2 tons. Bite force, pretty controversial, 1 to 3 tons. Speed, 56 kilometers per hour. Diet, small prey, but also sauropods. Now onto the weapons of CARNOTAURUS. Well, his arms were useless, but at least he can camouflage, right? I'm kidding. CARNOTAURUS had useless arms, but possessed razor-sharp horns and an insane headbutt. Maybe. Rivaling individuals may have fought each other with quick head blows, by slow pushes with the upper sides of their skulls, or by ramming each other head-on, using the horns as shock absorbers. CARNOTAURUS had decent eyesight. The proportionally small eyes were situated in the upper part of the keyhole-shaped eye sockets. The upper part was slightly rotated forward, probably permitting some degree of binocular vision. Now to the advantages of BARYONYX in this battle. Well, he was heavier. CARNOTAURUS would find it difficult to topple BARYONYX. Another huge advantage BARYONYX possesses is his arms. Barry's arms were much more functional than the tiny stumps of CARNOTAURUS, and at the end of each were large claws that could tear flesh. BARYONYX was a good swimmer and could potentially drown CARNOTAURUS. Okay, now to the disadvantages of BARYONYX. Well, his gharial jaws were kind of useless and would have little effect in the fight. BARYONYX was slightly smaller than CARNOTAURUS, despite being heavier and more robust. BARYONYX was much slower on land and possibly less agile. BARYONYX was not an active predator of large animals. Now to the advantages of CARNOTAURUS. Well, he was quicker and more agile. CARNOTAURUS was used to battling other dinosaurs. François Therrien and colleagues found that the biting force of CARNOTAURUS was twice as high as that of the American alligator, which may have the strongest bite of any living tetrapod. So yes, CARNOTAURUS definitely had a stronger bite force. CARNOTAURUS could also deliver vicious ramming attacks using its head. Now onto the disadvantages of CARNOTAURUS. Well, once again, his arms were useless. BARYONYX may have the weaker jaws, but he could keep slashing at CARNOTAURUS until he bled out. CARNOTAURUS was also lighter, may have been pushed around by Barry. Oh, and CARNOTAURUS couldn't swim, not with those tiny little stumps anyway. Okay, let's fight. CARNOTAURUS and BARYONYX slowly circle each other. CARNOTAURUS sprints towards BARYONYX and delivers a headbutt. BARYONYX suffers a fractured rib, but responds with a slashing blow to CARNOTAURUS. CARNOTAURUS is surprised, but attempts to bite down on the throat of Barry. BARYONYX claws at CARNOTAURUS' face, keeping him at a distance. Unfortunately, the clawing isn't effective enough. BARYONYX eventually tires, and CARNOTAURUS bites down on Barry's neck, killing him. Verdict. I reckon CARNOTAURUS would win 70% of the time. He may have puny arms, but he's got a much stronger bite and is no stranger to fighting other dinos. BARYONYX may win a few fights using his claws, but his weak jaws would prevent him from finishing off his opponent quickly. BARYONYX would eventually tire and get sloppy and get killed. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? And which dinosaur battle would you like to see next? Please let me know in the comments below, and I might make it. Until next time, thank you for watching Mega Top 10s.